Hi, I'm Katie.albee. I'm a real estate agent in Boulder, Colorado. Today's video is the second in a 5-part series about getting your home ready to sell. And today's video is all about getting handy. As discussed in part 1, it is imperative that your home is a blank canvas to help people fantasize about their future. If someone walks through the front door and it makes a good first impression, at that point you can be pretty sure that they're going to start mentally running through the motions of whatever it is they're fantasizing about as their future in your home. Let's take as an example Sunday morning pancakes. If somebody's in fantasy mode, they're going to walk over to the refrigerator, they're going to open the door, and they're going to pull out the imaginary milk and then the imaginary eggs and set it on the counter. Next, they're going to walk into the pantry and they're going to pull out the imaginary flour. Then they're going to open the drawers and pull out the imaginary mixing cups and reach up to the shelf and pull out an imaginary mixing bowl. But let's say when they open that drawer, it was stuck or it was sticky. At that point, they're immediately going to be pulled out of fantasy mode and they're going to start wondering, what else in this house isn't working? They're probably going to start opening more drawers and cabinets to figure out what has not been maintained in this home. You don't want somebody getting into reality and thinking about all the cost of home ownership. At this point, when a buyer is touring your home, it's important that they stay in fantasy mode. So, at this point, you're probably thinking about all the to-dos that maybe you've neglected over the past year in your home, or maybe even the past 10 years. And that's okay. But as you look at these to-dos, I want you to ask yourself, is this something that is going to pull people out of fantasy mode? And if the answer is yes, it's time to do something about that. Now, here's a list of a few things that you can fix around your home. First, start patching up all the holes that you've accumulated over the years on your walls. And then start touching up that paint. And while we're on the subject of paint, if you have a room that, say, is a color only you would love, or maybe it was a color that your preteen daughter wanted to paint her room, it's time to update that. And you want to update it in a neutral color, white, beige, or gray. It may feel really dull and impersonal to you, but for a buyer, it's the perfect canvas for fantasizing about their future. And then go ahead and recaulk your bathtub. Deep clean that grout. Make sure your home looks like it's been well maintained and cared for over the years. Also, think about quieting your windows and doors. If you have anything that squeaks or that's hard to open, pull out the WD-40, or maybe you need to tighten some screws. And then, if you have any dead plants around your home, go ahead and pull those out. And that also includes weeds. I can't tell you how often I've gone to preview a home or show something to a buyer, and the first impression as I'm walking up to the front door are a bunch of weeds growing out of the cracks in driveways. That's a bad first impression, and it will make a buyer think that your home has not been cared for over the years. So, as a rule of thumb, if you're looking around your home at these neglected to-dos and thinking, should I get to it or should I not? Just think, is it something that is going to pull a buyer out of fantasy mode? And if the answer is yes, then it's time to get handy.